Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to a new Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. Although Black Ops 2 is not the focus of this commentary, we're going to be talking about the Microsoft Xbox conference because I've kind of realised after I did the Sony one, a couple of comments people said, oh, like, why didn't you cover the Microsoft one? Like, what's the deal with Sony? To be honest, the main reason I covered the Sony one is because I knew that most people would be interested in finding out what Sony's got to hear, because with all of these Microsoft problems, with the Always Online or blah, 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 whatever, you know, all the issues, a lot of people were thinking about buying a PS4 this next generation instead of an Xbox. So that was one of the main reasons I thought a lot of people would be interested in that. However, the Microsoft conference, you know, it is important to a lot of people. A lot of people still will be interested in getting an Xbox, so I thought I'd cover my thoughts on what they showed. This gameplay in the background is my highest scoring game ever on Black Ops 2. It's a 100+ attempt with some friends, so obviously we're all helping each other out to try and get a really big score and possibly break that 100+. And I'll be honest, I won't spoil the score, but I don't get 100. But if it had been a full lobby the whole time, this would have been my first 100+. But unfortunately, a lot of people quit out, so we didn't quite get there. But anyway, that's the gameplay. There's a lot to talk about with the Xbox conference. I've also got to say my hay fever today is really playing up, so if I have a few sniffles and that, I'm sorry, that's really unprofessional, but you know, these things happen. So anyway, how did they start off the conference? They showed Metal Gear 5, and I'll be honest, I absolutely went nuts. I love Metal Gear. The first Metal Gear on PlayStation, obviously it wasn't the first ever, but the first PlayStation Metal Gear game was probably my favourite game of all time in terms of like a story-based action game. I normally say Heavy Rain for just playing out the story, but Metal Gear absolutely blew my mind back in the day. Unfortunately, the later ones, Metal Gear Solid 4 in particular, were kind of like interactive movies, and I just couldn't deal with the cutscenes. Like, Heavy Rain's a bit of an interactive movie, but at least you are literally interacting most of the time. Metal Gear Solid 4 was just so many cutscenes, and if you didn't watch them, you didn't know what was going on. You didn't get the full experience. So this one's going to be an open world type game. It looks very similar to Red Dead Redemption in terms of the open world, and that is only a good thing. And if this game is something that you don't have too many long cutscenes over a few minutes, it will be an amazing game. I definitely plan on getting it anyway. However, it's going to be a multi-platform game, so the fact that it was shown at the Xbox conference is neither here nor there, but that's what they showed first. Next, they made an announcement that World of Tanks will be on Xbox 360. It's kind of a non-announcement for most of us. It's already free on the PC if you want to play it, and you don't need a live account or anything. But it's definitely a nice little feature, and when it does come out, I might pick it up and have a go. Why not? It's a little bit of a fun game, but not really a big announcement that you'd be really boasting about at E3, in my opinion. Then we saw what I think was probably the biggest game that they showed for me personally, and that was Rise. It's a third-person action game to do with the Roman times. You like this Roman warrior. A lot of people didn't like the idea that it seemed like a lot of cutscenes, because a lot of the time it was just popping up while you were fighting. You know, you did a couple of slashes, then all of a sudden it says, you know, press X, press whatever to do a finisher move. And the makers of the game defended it afterwards by saying that these aren't actually cutscenes. They're not quick time events. These are actually like optional finishing moves. Like you get that in Batman sometimes, where it says, you know, to finish them, press this button. But it just seemed like it happened so much that the whole game felt like a quick time event. It would have been a lot nicer without all those finishing moves, but it looked fantastic. The best looking Xbox game that I've seen so far, and that one is a true Xbox exclusive, so maybe worth thinking about and getting excited about if you are going to be going for Xbox next generation. Most of you guys know I'm not going to be getting Xbox straight away. Definitely don't plan to anyway, but if you are, then that is something to look forward to. Next, they announced Killer Instinct. I'm sure most of you won't be old enough to remember the old ones, but that is a cool fighting game, and that had a cult following back in the day, and that's a cool thing if you like fighting games. However, the fighting game scene, as far as I see, the fighting game professionals don't seem to be too excited about this, because it's going to cause a lot of problems at fighting game events if they want to play this game, because you have to be logged into an account for each and every game. Your Xbox has to be, you know, periodically checked into the internet every 24 hours, so look like a cool game, not really something for most of us to worry about. I don't think it'll be a huge fighting game on the scale of Marvel or Street Fighter, something like that. Next, they showed Forza 5, which I'll be honest, again, looked absolutely stunning. Very impressed by that one. The whole AI thing where your character takes on you get like an avatar which takes on your characteristics as a driver, and when you're not online, it plays for you in your style. I just see it's absolutely pointless. Like, I really don't see the point in it whatsoever. It's just something that they've done for the sake of it, to be honest. Like, what's the point in playing against people if it's not actually them, even though it does have their similar characteristics? You're not going to see a car driving past and be like, oh yeah, that was definitely looked like JX driving past instead of a computer AI. Whatever, who cares? Just a pure gimmick. But the game looked stunning. But personally, as someone who probably will go PlayStation first of all, there's going to be a ton of great driving games out this year. And plus, you're going to get Drive Club free when you sign up to PlayStation Plus, which I know a lot of you will do. But if you are a Forza fan, that did look great. I have to say the graphics were pretty freaking sweet on that one. They also said that there's going to be Minecraft on Xbox One as well, which, to be honest, 90% of Xbox Minecraft users are just 12-year-olds who don't have PC, and even then a lot of them have laptops and whatever. It doesn't really matter to 99% of the audience that Xbox One's going to have Minecraft. I think they just think that's a big announcement because they know Minecraft sold a lot of copies. They don't really grasp what's going on, and they're a little bit out of touch, to be honest, but then that is, some of these companies just are a little bit out of touch sometimes. Then we had Insomniac Games come out with Sunset Overdrive, which I believe is an exclusive, not going to be on PC, I believe. I didn't know for 100%. Insomniac Games do make quite fun games, so that definitely looks like a fun game. If you're not sure, I wouldn't say it's a system seller. I don't see many people saying, oh, I'm definitely going to get an Xbox because this game was on it, but it pads out the lineup a bit. To be honest, I think it doesn't look anywhere near as good as Infamous Second Son, but I'll say less about that to try and not come off across as a Sony fanboy at the moment, because I'm very excited about the new PS4. I must stop mentioning it in the Xbox video. They also showed Battlefield 4, although obviously, as I said in the other video, it kind of looked like it was PC gameplay. They had a delete button in the top right hand corner. I believe that Call of Duty is being shown on PCs as well that are emulating the Xbox, so the fact that it's emulating the Xbox is kind of why that happened instead of it being an actual Xbox. It was kind of funny when they showed the jet actually rolling down the surface. I've got a link actually to this gameplay if you want to see it. I'll put an annotation and link in the description where they actually show the jet sliding down. Like, he slowly watched the jet sliding down the aircraft carrier, and you think, who in a battle, you know, you're getting shot left, right and center, there's hundreds of enemies on the other side of this kind of carrier, who has got the time to like watch something collapse? Do you know what I mean? It's really funny because obviously they're just trying to show off what they've put in, and these devs, they never sprint in these games either, so it's a little bit unrealistic. I'd love to see someone just charge through a level sprinting and just really getting involved in the action, but they don't. It's always slow paced, and for me it kind of spoils the experience. I want to see some fast paced gameplay if possible. That would, like they have in the trailers a lot of the time. They also showed Quantum Break, which is meant to be a TV show slash game, interactive TV show. Technically, I mean, if that's kind of based on the Heavy Rain model, that could be quite a good game. Who knows? Didn't really see enough of it or enough of like real-time gameplay to actually make a decision on that one. A lot of the developers say, oh, you know, this is using the in-game engine. I don't care. I couldn't care less if it uses the in-game engine. That doesn't mean that it actually looks like that when you play, mainly because of the animations make it a lot less realistic looking when you're actually playing the game, because it's quite hard to get the animations as spot on as they would be in a cutscene. So although you saw the game quote-unquote engine, you didn't really get to see the gameplay. It could play like anything, who knows, but potentially a good game for sure. That one is a definite exclusive. They made a kind of hint at a new Halo. I personally think Halo's a bit of a dead franchise, but there are people who still absolutely love it, so you can look forward to that if you are a Halo person. Dead Rising 3, which is going to be an Xbox exclusive. Again, I wouldn't say a system seller, but it looked fun for sure. I loved the bit where he threw the chainsaw thing at the zombie and it split it in half. That was fun. It's definitely a fun game, but there's going to be a ton of zombie games on the new consoles, multi-platforms and exclusives on other consoles, but that was something to look forward to if you are going to be going Xbox One and Xbox One only for the next generation. They also showed Titanfall, which I uploaded some gameplay of. I'll put a link to that as well as an annotation. This does look like a stunning, really, really fun first-person action game with the Titans involved. It looks like it's definitely going to have some new gameplay characteristics. It's not the same old first-person shooter, which is going to be great. Brought to you by the guys who developed Call of Duty 4, the Infinity Ward original guys, Vince Zampella. So that could be a lot of fun. However, that's going to be on PC. So a lot of you guys and me are probably going to want to get that one on PC. Anything I can get on PC, I do. It's just more flexible. PC and mouse, I've just really got used to now. But that is definitely a game. If you're going console only next generation, that's a game you're definitely going to want if you're into shooters or Call of Duty, any games like that. They also showed Project Spark, which is kind of a Little Big Planet kind of thing, although it's more about actually just creating the games. I can imagine that would be quite fun. A lot of people would enjoy using it. I don't think most of you are actually going to care about that. So anyway, that was my overview of the Xbox conference. Maybe a few of the things that you missed I just told you about. Personally, as you guys know, I'm definitely heading towards the PS4 because of the lower price point as well, and I'm not happy with the Microsoft terms of service, blah de blah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Are some of you thinking about getting an Xbox? Do you have enough money to get both? Are you in that privileged position? I know I'm not at the moment, but I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to leave a like rating as well, and I'll see you next time.